on location at the Neshoba County Fair. Scott Bounds is here. Trustmark, life's beautiful when your bank fits you to a T. Trustmark, people you trust, advice that works. Learn more, go to trustmark.com, member FDIC. Today's show, the Gallo Show here, is powered by our good friends at C Spire. Man, so far, your analysis of where we are with the fair.
Glad to be back after not having one in 2020. Last time was 2019. I don't know, Paul. It's just sort of it's just glad to be. It's good to be back.
Have you had a chance to gauge the attendance?
Attendance is up.
It is up.
Attendance.
There's no place to park.
Attendance is up over 2019, which is what we're gauging it by, basically.
So I think that pin-up is with everybody. Everybody wanted to get back to going.
Yeah. Well, and I don't know. We were a lot of years of stars align almost perfect for us booking entertainment and getting good acts and everything. This is one of those years, and so.
You had a chance to gauge some of the people, how many people have had their shots and not had their shots? Is that conversation going on?
No, it's not.
Nobody's saying anything about it.
No.
Speaking of which, bad news we got just a few minutes ago, man, and I hate this. Sam Kendricks is from Ole Miss, is out of the Olympics. He's got COVID. Pole vaulting? Yeah,
I haven't seen that.
It just broke a few moments ago, and boy, we hate that.
I think it was mentioned on the show, or maybe with Gerard yesterday, that our local hospital, Neshoba General, is doing vaccinations out here, but I really don't know how many they're doing. I think people are apprehensive to do it because they don't want to get a shot and get sick during the fair.
Have you heard that elective surgeries might be postponed?
Paul, I haven't, and let me be honest with you. I get out here and I get in a different mode and a different frame of mind, and I don't even keep up with news hardly. So, don't ask me about any current events or anything this morning.
This is a planet within itself, and you're just in a different world. You are absolutely right. Say, how did the concert go last night with Trace Adkins?
Went well. This was his fourth appearance here. He was here in 99, 2007, 2012, and then, of course, this year, and he was out walking around yesterday, and he said, every time I come here, I'm still just amazed at what this is all about. So
we just heard from Kurt, the guy you just mentioned, from the CEO from the aquarium. He's never been here before, and I love getting those perspectives from people who haven't been here before. They're just absolute, and it's kind of like the Grand Canyon. It's hard to describe.
It's hard to describe, and here again, you've heard me say this, and I don't want to infringe on any trademark, but again, your audience has heard me say this, but this sort of like the Masters. It's an event unlike any other,
Well, I mentioned to him, I said, geez, it's a shame that you haven't expanded on this, because I could see a couple of weeks before Christmas, vendors decorating for Christmas out here, the decoration. This would be incredible.
It would, but I tell you, after we shut it down tomorrow night and we turn the utilities and power off to all the residential areas in 2 weeks,
I know,
we're ready for it. We're ready for the giant to go to sleep for a while.
It might be time to start thinking about something.
It may be time, but I don't think we're going to have much conversation about it. So.
All right, so here are the speakers today. Brent Bailey, Kenny Griffiths is going to be on the air a little bit later on with us. The Honorable Mike Cheney, Insurance Commissioner Shad White, Michael Watson, Lynn Fitch. Then the Speaker of the House comes up at 10:30, 10:40. To end this will be the Honorable Tate Reeves, the governor, coming up at 10:40.
That's right.
Even though this is kind of a non-year as far as politics are concerned, or elections, it still hasn't dampened the enthusiasm.
No, it hasn't. And I will tell you, I call this the second year of a political or an election cycle, the political doldrums. There is no contested elections in the state this year. And when we're putting together the speaking program and who we're going to invite and all that, I mean, we're really I hate to say it, but we're scrambling. We're scrambling to find somebody to speak. Yeah. But we adhere to our policy that, we have a policy who we do invite and all that, and it is what it is.
Sid's coming in a few minutes. We'll talk to him. But this football affair is something new, and I'm hearing there's a lot of enthusiasm about that.
Well, I gotta give myself credit. That was my idea. I was sitting around. That was my idea. I was sitting around back during. Hate to say this, back during the session, and we were out of session. We had adjourned for the day, and I was doing some work for the fair. Believe it or not, it was back in February, and I said, I've always envisioned having the big three coaches down here or coaches down here, and let's do a round table, and sort of I began to work with Mississippi State, Ole Miss, Southern, and we actually extended an invitation to Jackson State for Coach Prime to come, and but going to pull it together, and there's a lot of hype and talk about it, so I think it's going to be a very unique event.
I think the seats will be filled.
Yeah,
and there'll be surrounding people here too. So
very, very unique event. And
that's going to be at 2:00 this afternoon.
2:00 this afternoon, and we got the Jordan Davis show tonight. Jordan's an up and coming artist, and had a couple of number ones, so that we'll looking for a good show from him tonight, and of course then tomorrow night we ended with Riley Green, which is going to be a huge show. And
well, if people want to do a little dancing, you can do some dance 9:30 at night. We don't talk about that much, but if you want to get your shoes on,
very good band tonight, Mustache
the band.
Mustache.
The 90s country party band at Founders Square.
They're very good, but yeah, it's
where will the dancing take place?
It's right here at the pavilion.
Anywhere you want to.
Anywhere you behind the stage, on the bleachers,
in the mud.
In the mud.
Mud dancing. Now that's another thing you never. And you could have the Pretty Mud Dancer award.
I haven't looked at the forecast for today. We're hoping that the rain holds off for the duration, continuation of the fair.
I saw it this morning, and what I saw was 97 degrees, the hottest mid-afternoon, with a 1% chance of rain. 1%.
Well, I'm going to tell you, for us logistically and internally down here, we'll take the heat over the rain anytime. I mean, it just creates a lot of challenge.
Are you, I hate to turn to politics here, but only got a few more seconds.
Sure.
But are you part of any study committee a little bit later on, or in any of the committees? In the House on anything?
Well, no, I mean, not to my knowledge. I
don't think there's any committees going on, is it?
Not really. Of course, I chair public utilities. The biggest thing I'm looking at right now is with the Rescue Act money coming down. It's very focused on how we can spend that money, and water, sewer, broadband, things like that. So I have had and have had some meeting with some stakeholders in wastewater world, water quality world, and having a meeting next week again in Jackson with them as a follow-up. So we're trying to get a roadmap and talk about how we're going to be able to spend that money. But it is very narrowed on what we can spend.
Yeah.
But, obviously, and probably as much as I do, the medical marijuana, that's the big thing. I think people have asked me down here, what's the biggest thing for y'all? What's going on in Jackson? I said, look, right now the biggest thing before the legislature is the medical marijuana thing and what we're going to do with it. And but I will tell you, I don't have any inside information. I don't know if Speaker Gunn's going to be on later with Gerard today or whatever. He may have something to say. The governor may have something to say. But we're going to address the issue. You just don't know when.
From all of the input I get on it, I get a lot's going to depend upon the Senate's committee also, what they come up with.
Right.
Maybe a little bit more liberal than the House. And I think I could say that about not only medical marijuana but also Medicaid.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens if you guys are close enough on both of those, with the House really not meeting. And there's some calls going back and forth, according to the lieutenant governor he was on yesterday. So he's been in touch with Phillips, and we'll see what happens.
Oh yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll get it worked out. I have my.
I'm real comforted to know that Big Country's not on that committee. I think it's pretty good. Let's just keep him off that committee for a while, and let's work around him if we could.
Yeah, well, Big Country's he's a colorful individual.
He is the most colorful. I think he's taken the place of Steve Holland. So there.